Welcome back to the Everyday Faith Podcast from Eastside with today's faith-rooted principle.
Hey, it's Pastor Finley Cutshaw again. Welcome back to today's Rooted Principle. It's Saturday, February the 14th, so let me just say Happy Valentine's Day, and we ought to be showing our love to one another and especially to Jesus. Today, the rooted principle is this: our greatest testimony is through imitating Christ's love. I want to read just one portion of a verse to you here. 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 14, the first part of that verse says this: "For the love of Christ constraineth us." In other words, it moves us. His love for us ought to move us to Him, and His love for us ought to move us to love others on His behalf. I think about several things connected with His love. First of all, Christ is God's expression of love. We see God's love in Jesus. Romans 5:8, "But God commendeth His love toward us, in that while we were yet sinners, Christ died for us." Christ is our example of love. Jesus Christ gave Himself willingly and fully on behalf of others. In fact, He did so even on behalf of those who did not deserve it. Jesus Christ loved the unlovely. In fact, He loved you when you were unlovely. In fact, there's times when we're still unlovely, even after we've been saved, yet He still loves us. And then finally, I think about this fact: Christ's expectation of us concerning His love. Well, I think that's summed up in Matthew chapter 10, verse 8. The second part of that verse says this: "Freely ye have received, freely give." We ought to love others because of the love that Christ has first shown to us. Ephesians 5:2, I'll close with this: "Walk in love." And remember, our greatest testimony is through imitating Christ's love.
Thanks for joining us for today's Rooted Principle right here on the Everyday Faith Podcast. If today's conversation has encouraged you, be sure to share it with someone who might need it, and don't forget to follow and subscribe so you never miss an episode. We'll see you next time right here on the Everyday Faith Podcast.